What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and in this video I'm going to cover some of the major announcements and also give a recap of the Twitter Q&A. And while I talk about these major announcements, I'm going to roll some PvP footage in the background, that way there's something going on. The team I'm using consists of Uncanny Cyclops in the Tactician costume, and Generalist Blue costume Quicksilver. This team can be quite annoying because finish the fight can often proc, and also I'm using the Shepherd staff, so they're going to get plenty of extra turns and a lot of attacks. But that's enough of the setup. Let's go ahead and start this Twitter recap. By the way, if you did miss it, you can check it out at @ProducerWoods. And you can also find a list of all the questions and answers on the Avengers Alliance wiki page. So you may be interested to know that one of the questions involved the Chapter 3 heroic battles, and specifically why are they so difficult, and do they plan on making them easier? Producer Woods said they have tweaked them and made them a little easier, and they're thinking about making them even easier in the future. So that news should make some of you breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, and just to clear a few things up and go in chronological order, Special Operations 15 really wasn't talked about that much in the Twitter Q&A. But just to make it clear, I do believe it's going to drop pretty soon. Maybe next week, maybe even tomorrow. The release date is speculation, but what's for sure is that the Special Operations character will be Nico Minoru, and that's aka Sister Grimm, who I don't know too much about, but just by doing a quick search, I found out that she does have magic powers, so that'll have something to do with her ability set. The other information about Spec Ops 15 is that Arcade is going to be the group boss, and there will be a lockbox character, and that latest lockbox character will be Moonstone. Oh, and also Spec Ops 15 is going to be split, something like Avengers vs. X-Men, but slightly different. There aren't restricted characters this time, but the story is heroes vs. villains. As far as Dr. Doom, they're really not giving that much information about him. They wouldn't reveal anything about his abilities, or anything else really for that matter. The only thing that was said about it is that his lockboxes will have the same chance of covers as all the other ones. So yeah, maybe some of our worries were justified, but all we can do is keep collecting lockboxes and hope that we have enough. Agent Venom is going to be the next PvP hero, and he looks absolutely amazing. Another thing we learned about him is he will occasionally revert into a monster form, which looks a lot like the classic Venom. And then as far as the next PvP character, all they said was that it will not be a Thunderbolts or an X-Force character. The Chapter 4 Mastery reward will be a Captain Marvel costume for Miss Marvel. And while we're on the subject of alternate costumes, Producer Woods did mention the Grey Hulk skin, and that is in the pipeline. Besides that, they also have an original War Machine costume that pretty much looked done, and it looked really good to me. Now the last two things I'm going to talk about involve some major game additions and re-releases, and then the last thing will be Spec Ops 16, which he gave quite a bit of information about, and that's going to be one of my most anticipated Spec Ops of all time. But some of the major game news involves the fact that they are going to release the power armors from previous PvP seasons. Producer Wood said these power armors would be out soon, and it's going to be for a limited time. The next piece of information involves the level cap. It was stated that level 14 is on the horizon for next year. Now personally, I hope that means really deep into the next year, but you never know, it could come in any time in 2014. And the last major game news that I did want to mention involves a question that I and many others were asking throughout the entire Q&A. And that's, will we ever get to train two heroes at once? This was answered at the very end of the session, and they said that they are considering it. So we didn't get a definite yes, but I'll take it because I do think they are listening to us, and they know it's something that the fans want. Now on to the last bit of information about Special Operations 16. We already know the hero is going to be Iceman, So that's pretty awesome. We're getting someone that we've asked for quite a while in the game. But Spec Ops 16 will not have a lockbox character or a group boss. So hearing that was kind of disappointing, but that disappointment quickly faded away. First off, the boss of Spec Ops 16 is going to be Apocalypse. So that's already amazing. But if that wasn't enough, along with Apocalypse, we're getting some amazing horseman alts. Rogue is going to be Famine. Beast is going to be Pestilence. Iceman's going to be Death. And X-23 is War. All of these costumes look amazing so far, except for X-23. They didn't show her yet, but I'm sure it's going to look great too. Probably my favorite is Iceman as Death. And after they revealed this, I did ask a question, and it actually got retweeted. So my question was, will they release Gambit or Wolverine as Death? And Producer Woods responded to me, and he said no, they currently only plan on making Iceman as Death. But you know what, I'm not even disappointed. I mean, I really love Wolverine and especially Gambit as Death. But it's cool that they're making their own versions, and I definitely plan on getting them all. So if you want to get these two and everything else they plan on releasing, you better start farming command points. I recommend to do it right now. I'm sure it's going to cost a ton, and I started already myself. But anyways, that's most of the information. I tried to cover everything I thought was amazing or something that you'd want to hear. Oh, I guess two last things are the fact that they said Luke Cage is going to be reworked, and also a magic alt will come out in 2014. So yeah, that's about it. If you want to see some of these images and some of the official posts, you should definitely go and follow @ProducerWoods. And you can follow me at Kingfisher745. I retweeted and favorited a lot of the pictures and so forth, so you should at least be able to get connected to it there. I would have included the pictures here, but I wasn't sure if I was allowed, so I do apologize for that. But that's going to be the end of the video. I want to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, good luck and take care.